flood market of Michigan.
This is something I built called the Fingerprint of flood insurance. So let's think about us individually. We have fingerprints, we have social security numbers that identify us individually. That's exactly what they did with this, with elevation, distance to water, flooding frequency, the type of flooding, replacement costs. So your house might have a completely different rating than your neighbors, even though you have the same foundation. That's probably the number one question we get of, hey, why is my neighbor's rate this and my rate is this? And if you take a picture of the QR code on here, it will actually take you to our Flood Learning Center that has all these questions answered for you as well. So I've got that on most of the slides for you. And I'll have it on the end slide as well. Elevation certificates. These were probably a big heartburn for most people too. Can't even get a rate without an elevation certificate if a property was built after 1980. It was really frustrating. I'm like, look, I just see an idea if this guy wants to buy this property or this lady wants to buy this property. I don't necessarily want an elevation certificate. Well, the National Flood Insurance Program completely did away with the requirement for elevation certificates with risk rating 2.0. Does that mean they're not beneficial? Absolutely not. But FEMA's using their own data to determine things like the lowest elevation of the floor and things like that. Does it mean it's accurate? No. They still recommend, hey, if you can get an elevation certificate, somebody's actually physically putting their hands on the property, it could be that FEMA's data is not as accurate. The good news is, let's say an elevation certificate makes things look way worse. You don't have to use it. Or let's say insured purchase a home, goes and gets flood insurance, in 4 months they decide to get an elevation certificate. If it's going to positively impact them, FEMA will backdate the elevation certificate to the beginning of the policy. So they can still benefit the insured throughout the year.